Guys, welcome back to my channel. Carl here, Stage K, and god dang it, I need the X-Acto knife. We are back. We just got home from the store. Stove is cooking per se. And today we are gonna have a look at my new interface. The SSL Logic SSL2. A USB-C to USB-C, a USB-C to USB-A, a singular instruction manual, and the unit itself. That's as easy as it fucking gets. Compared to everybody else who includes 5,000 whatever. I don't know yet if I'll be using USB or USB-C to C, so but we will hold off with that. So now that's some satisfying tape. And here we are, my SSL2 Mander mixer stereo button. So, 2 balance / TRS combo jacks, outputs, left, right, monitor, phones, 48-volt Phantom, line or high Z, gain, 4K legacy, input circuitry mode, and well, your huge ass monitor knob, and that's as easy as it gets. I found this, download and support. There we go. That's where you find it. SSL2, SSL ASIO VDM driver, and then we wait 5 years for this. Nej, daven! You're actually gonna load immediately for once. You dinky dog. Bonjour handbook. Swedish, German, not Swedish. Firmware update. Yeah. Audio firmware updater. Ah, that is the audio firmware updater. Update package for Mac and Windows. Since I don't know which one it is. Yeah, I already have that driver, so I have the newest driver. Okay, good shit. Then we go here onto downloads, and then we take now, have you done proper shit? No, you have not done proper shit. Then we go extract. Here. Thank you. Then we do the SSL Logic setup wizard. And then we're probably gonna get blink over here. Finished. Output SSL2. X64. From version. Yeah, this one has a very outdated version. It's doing lots of fancy blink. Firmware upgrade successful. Would you look at that? So then we have you. Now, boil. We're about to fry some pizza.
Well, you literally ate a piece of the bathtub, so I guess.
Well, I mean, that was a fried pizza that landed in the bathtub and got wet. Yes. Bathroom pizza in a nutshell. Okay, we are back and Oscar, you here. Jan just left. We are back and here is the console. Wow. Yeah, I've been working too much with live gear in this setting for a while. And here we have the SSL channel interface. As I said earlier, we got two SSL class preamps. There are two combo jack, TRS and balanced mic. Then we got our left-right output, which you can put into mono if you want, where you then use this monitor mix knob to mix between the direct input and the USB monitor. And then of course you got your chunky monitor knob, which it doesn't go to 10, it goes to fucking 11, so you know it's good. And then we got our phones level, 48 volt phantom power, line in and high Z for a guitar or something like that. So yeah, so this is ready. So basically how we're gonna set this thing up is that the output of these is not gonna go directly into our monitors. Our outputs are actually gonna go into the back of our processing rack. So what is currently these two outputs of our X32 will become the outputs of that one, which means I am gonna have to steal which means I'm gonna have to make a new cable for that, but I have to run off with the other I gotta run off with the other cable I have here, which I've been using for SIMT for the command wing to run out of the SSL2 together with this other cable we have here. I have also done some changes to the SM7B. As you guys probably know, the SM7B does have some internal settings, so I can show you guys on the back of it.
No, it's not this time. I would feel that. It is always.
And yeah, my fucking clips on this shit is just like gone. Can you tell that I've had this for a few years? No, it's such a good mic, you know. I'll probably not get rid of it before it actually fails. And even if it fails, I'll probably still do another SM7B or the new SM7B, the one that has like active internal and active internal preamp. Because right now, as most of you probably know, I use a external cloud lifter on it. So if you look on the back here, you have these dip switches here. So normally, when I was running it through the X32, I just always had it flat because I did all the EQ internally. But since this one doesn't have any EQ on itself, and since I mostly record videos or is in Discord with this mic, I usually don't do any internal processing on this, besides from like a little bit in like post whatnot. So what I did was that I took this one, which is the bass roll off, turned it off. I believe that cuts it at 80 Hertz, I believe. And then I boosted the high end. So I'm gonna try that together with the 4K legacy on the SSL2. And then if I find out it's too sharp, I'm gonna try to turn it back to flat in the high, then use the 4K legacy, or I'll have the 4K legacy off and just use the high end. But for now, we're gonna leave her at that. And put the lid back on, and then I'm gonna take and clean up my table before we slap this boy on top of there and figure out our routing. Figure out of our routing. There's not really much to figure out. We already know where everything is gonna go. So. Okay, so we are back, and I have cleaned up my entire goddamn desk. And we are about to slap down our SSL2. I gotta figure out where I want my SSL2 because I normally sit about right here. Now I'm doing whatever. Now I want my SSL2 to be in a location where it's not too much in the way, but I can still easily reach it to adjust my regular volume and my headphone volume. All of that jazz. My problem really seems to be the type of feet that it has. It's like, doesn't really sit very well. Doesn't really matter that much because of what we are doing, but my question is, there you are. Because this one will go into there. And then, yeah, I know, totally not the most appropriate headphones, but my ESL edition, Black Sharks, that'll do for flat monitoring and shit. I'll do. Should definitely get a more proper headphone stand, but oh well, I digress. Now the fun part begins though, because we gotta run this. Now we can do this in two ways. Either we can just run it to the cables that's already at the top, or we could run them all the way down into the converter, which would be kind of a pain in the ass if we're gonna do other shit with the X32 in the meanwhile. So what I am gonna do for now is take the one that's LTC, yes, you become my right, and then the one that's my non-LTC becomes my left. And then I'm just gonna, you know, to slank along over here, these two, and then right, left, there we go. Then we mute this boy, then we grab excuse me. Oh, I forgot I ran that in the channel. Lol. Oh well, no worries. I have a so long cable anyways that it's not the end of the world. There you go. There is your dot. So there we go. There is our SSL. Then I'm gonna turn on legacy and 48 volt phantom power once we have the cable for this boy ran. Now I have a feeling I'm gonna need to use the extendy boy. So extendy boy it is. Ah, hello. So there you are, which I've been looking for 5 years. There we go. Then I'm gonna do my diligence to make that look nice once I figure out where I put my zip ties. Now, is this a pain in the ass as far as modularity goes? Yes, you'd be correct. But will it make it look nice as far as for, you know, it being a permanent mount for the time being? Pretty much, yes. There we go. Good shit. Then we there. Okay, over. Thank you. Then I'll put another one right there, and then we'll call her good. Then we have our SSL2 router in.
Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay. Yeah. A little bit of a delay for me.
Okay, just fucking.
I wanna finish this. Oh, can you put the bunny? Can you go to the bunny on that too, Chad? Chad, I will put Fritz back on the screen in a second before you start. Let's make it go zero. Look at this. Look at this.
There you go.
My character has Carl as that.
So, with that said, we should now be in pretty good territory. We should. A little bit of wire addressing later. Should probably get some zip ties on this as well, probably over. So, now back under here. How are we doing as far as this shit goes? Oh, okay. We're so close to reaching it. Yeah, we're so close to reaching, but it's not gonna reach, so there you go. There is the SSL channel. Then we gotta go onto the SSL website and download to driver, download support, accept all cookies, then SSL2, SSL AS, ASIO, VDM driver. No, not the viewer. Oh, God. For God's sake. Okay guys, then we are back and we are currently on my computer, main computer inside of OBS. We have OBS, I'm recording through OBS right now. And I am right now going into my SSL channel. Gain is set at about basically on 4. I have the 4K legacy mode enabled, and I have 48 volt phantom power turned on because that's going into my Sub-Zero MB1 cloud lifter, which then goes into my SM7B. And I have on my SM7B the base roll up and the high frequency band boost turned on. And inside of OBS, I have these two inserted. I wanted to use an SSL channel, but I couldn't get my base plugins to work. So we are using my SSL Well, it's SSL channel, but I renamed it after I opened it. But we're using a SSL native X comp as my compressor. So we have a 7:1 ratio, 11 dB threshold, 3.66 attack, 24 release. No makeup gain, 987. Pretty basic. It's only for the... Really, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I could probably take and turn this down a little more. I mean, okay, so we are back, and this should be about the last and final recording I'm doing here. I did just the slightest little bit of adjustment to the X comp again. I've moved it to about... I've moved it down to about minus 50-ish on the closing time. What that's going to do is that it's going to help me, because I will always speak loud enough when I first start doing a sentence to make it go above the open line. But eventually as I talk, you know, I get more out of breath, my voice will obviously get lower. And because of that, I lower the close time so it won't close on me while I'm speaking lower. But since our open part on our threshold of our gate is still so high, it means it will still not let any of the background noise through before I actually start speaking again. So this should be a pretty appropriate standpoint for our gate and our compressor so far. I'm going to use this for a couple of videos, and by any luck it goes totally fine, which means I can record my mic audio directly into OBS if I want to, and I don't have to do my processing externally in, say, Adobe Audition or in any other whatever DAW. So that's nice. So we're gonna run with this, and then we'll see what happens. Now I just wish Discord had the opportunity to put VSTs on its audio chain, but oh well, I guess you gotta hope, or I guess hope that somebody makes a better Discord plugin for it. Lol.
Okay. Wait. It's on tune again. Hang on. Oh, thank
Good
you.
shit. So we are back, and what you guys just saw was me inside of OBS setting up my SSL native plugins, my X comp and my X gate. So that way I can record my mic audio still directly into OBS. Without having to go through something like Adobe Audition or Studio One or any other DAW or audio recording program that supports VSTs, and do my audio plugins in there. I am thinking about...
Thank you. Wait, I need to make sure it's the right version.
I am thinking about getting the XEQ
Hang on. Let me double check.
to get myself a little bit more... What is that even? XEQ2. Okay, so that's about 40 grand, okay.
Okay, I got the
Expensive
I
shit
got the
indeed.
right version.
But powerful, I guess. I mean, we do also have the X DynaEQ.
Okay.
Which is cheaper.
I'll let them do
The only problem is this is dynamic EQ, so you know.
Thank you.
It's not, you know, best, but if it just go EQs, dynamic EQ. We do have legacy EQ though. But that is by Horizon. I want the solid state. Which means we really only have dynamic EQ or XEQ. But the thing is that the XEQ doesn't really work very well because it's a dynamic equalizer. So, you know, really we need the XEQ. We do have the legacy EQ. EQ, which is cheaper. It's only 84. And I mean, I'm open to trying other plugins. It doesn't strictly have to be SSL, but I just like the SSL plugins. I mean, really, in reality, even though I use like Midas or whatever else, SSL plugins is something I trust and stand by. Even though this, in reality, is the first SSL hardware I own. You know, here is the thing, I do want to get an SSL Fusion rack to use as my main bus output box for when I do live stuff out of the X32, or well, the Pro 2 when that comes, and I get a network bridge, whatever. So yeah. So that's really where we are. But as you can see, when I'm talking, I'm hitting at about that -20. If I really go loud, hey, 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 I get up into that -10, but we're not going up in 0. On the underside here, as I showed you earlier, I have the high boost and the low frequency roll off. I have the 4K legacy turned on there and my 48 volts. So my mic is coming in through my Sub-Zero MB1 cloud lifter into my input. Then we got my left and right coming out of the SSL. Currently just going right into these two patch panel, which goes into the back of that rack into my CX2310, then into my NX3000D, which kind of ironic to run that together with an SSL, but I mean, in main case, it's the recording quality that matters, right? So good shit. So those are here, and then I just have these Black Shark phones going out of here. But one thing I've realized is that when I'm listening back pre-recorded content, it's no problem over the monitors, because I can just boost the low frequency and stuff from my crossover, or by simply turning up the wattage on the subwoofers or adjusting the DSP on the sub amp. But as far as the headphones, I have no way to do that, and by default they are hella flat, which I mean is a good thing for when you're actually doing live mastering in a DAW. But when you're listening back pre-recorded content, you kind of need to boost the low end, and even with my EQ plugin inside of YouTube, it's not really cutting it. So probably what I'll do is get the TRS to two XLR females, and then probably get an headphone amp of some semi sort, either it be a topping A30 or an SMSL, just something where I can do DSP directly on the amp. I mean, I just realized now that it's funny that I say the topping A30, because that doesn't even have any DSP or screen at all. So at that point, it's probably going to be an SMSL, if anything. If I want to continue to do my monitoring right out of here. And it would kind of be ideal to have an external headphone amp, because then I can crank the external headphone amp very up, because if I'm in a DAW, it's fine, but for anything else, I usually never have my volume maxed out. Right now, we're sitting at 30 here. Normally, I'm down in like 10 to 15 during normal things I'm watching when I'm on my A50s. So I need to turn it up a little bit when I'm on here, but I don't want to have to crank everything up to 100. So because of that, it would be ideal to have an external headphone amp of some sort that can take 1/4 of an inch. TRS, and amplify that, as well as, you know, do some low-end DSP. Because you can see I'm all the way up in like what, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So yes, that's really where we are. So I think that in reality is gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna be playing around and using this for a week or two now, and just play around with it, listen back, do some videos with it, and see how I think of it. And then I will be uploading a follow-up video on this to tell you what I think about it, how do I like it, what would I like to, for example, necessarily would like to have as a feature on the SSL2, what I personally would like to have on it, stuff like that. So yeah, so for now I want to say thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Finally have some SSL equipment or hardware in the house. If you did enjoy it, like would be greatly appreciated, and as always check out links down below for my other socials and YouTube channels. Other than that, stay tuned, stay awesome, and Stage K the heck out of it.